Hello and welcome back to my channel, the place where we do and talk mental health. I'm Cristina Popescu, mindset and holistic coach, and I'm here to empower you to live your best life. Not perfect, but your best you can do. In today's episode, we are going to talk about types of bullying so you can spot and see what kind of bullying is around you, or if you are bullied, you know what it is. So you know how to stand for yourself, take care of yourself, get help, or don't be a stand-byer and take parts of those who are bullied. Go and subscribe so you can get notification every time when I come with a new episode, which happens every single Friday. So let's dive in today's episode. As I said, we are going to talk about types of bullying. If you didn't see yet the previous episode on bullying, the 6 stages of bullying, you will find a link in the description below. Please go and look, because you need to know the stages of bullying. So you know if you are bullied, you know where you stand, or if you're someone you loved is bullying, you know what is the phase and what kind of help you need to get. The first we are going to talk about is verbal bullying. We are so used to use words. We so many times underestimate the power of our tongue. We have death and life. The Bible said that in the power of tongue is death and life. We have so much power. We can kill someone with our tongue, with our words. We don't need to push a button or to press to shoot someone. We just need to use the right words to kill someone's spirit. So when it comes to verbal bullying, the first that you will find is teasing. With children, we are so used and we are so tolerant. It's like, oh, she's so small, she's just teasing him. He is so small, he is just teasing her. No, we need to stop those things, because we form children who will tease others. And when they do it intentionally, and we all know the kids do it intentionally, they grow into adults who tease and bully others. Another way to verbally abuse someone or bully someone is name calling. Again, with children we are so tolerant, with adults we are not. Why? We should not be tolerant with children either, because they name each other, then we just form them. When we raise our children, every time when I do something with my children, when I teach them, when I guide them, I have in mind they as adults. So every seed that I put in their mind, heart and habits, it's having them in my mind as adults. So if I let them call names when they're small, what kind of expectation should I have when they are adults and they name others? So personally, I don't tolerate name calling in my family. Another way to verbally abuse someone is inappropriate sexual comments. As a woman, I know, and if you are a woman and you listen, you know how many inappropriate sexual comments we get every time when we go somewhere. I had the grace to be surrounded by people who don't do that, but I used to work with, and some people around me would always do sexual comments, and don't do that. We don't do that. And women does inappropriate sexual comments too. We just don't do that. If you see someone who does inappropriate sexual comments, even if it's not bullying yet, it's still bullying. You know why? Because the other person that are made jokes on it, it's getting so small, because our sexuality has so deep roots in our mind, in our identity, in our emotions, in who we are. So please stop it if you see it, and please stop it if you do it. Another verbal bullying is threatening to harm others, and that it's so common. That it's also when bullying is already established. So in the stages of bullying, it's already established. When someone said, if you do that, like we were told, we are going to make your life a hell until you move. That is threatening. So they will do us harm until we move out of the house. Or when I'm going to find you on the alley, on the dark alley, I'm going to do da-da-da-da. Those are threats, and this is bullying, because this causes a lot of stress inside. After verbal bullying, there is another kind of bullying, social bullying, and this is so painful. In fact, every single part of bullying is painful, but social bullying is kind of widespread, let's say, because when you are isolated, socially isolated, you get isolated in yourself, you get feeling alone, feeling small, and everything. We are going to talk about that with professionals, with psychologists and other professionals. Part of social bullying is hurting someone's reputation with lies. Let me give you an example what happened with us. I've heard from people that I abuse my kids. What? I was asked, do you beat your children? Do you abuse your children? Why is that? Why do I get this question? Because someone tried to hurt my reputation with lies. Or there was police at my door because my kids were alone, but my kids were with a nanny. People trying to hurt our reputation with lies, that is social bullying. Because when people hear lies, most of the people will not check and they will just marginalize you because you are whatever. There are people in our lives who don't say hello anymore because of the lies. So this is a serious matter. Another kind of social bullying, which especially happens with children and teenagers, is leaving someone aside on purpose. For example, if you go to school, if you look at the bullying in school, there is a group of teenagers, let's say, or kids who are together and they're best friends, and they just push away one particular child out of the group. So he feels alone, they don't eat with him, they don't stay with him or her, they just push him alone. So that is social bullying. Another kind of social bullying is telling someone to not be friends with someone, which happens. What I've seen in my experience is that parents telling children, you are not allowed to play with those kids because whatever. That is socially bullying. Why? In my opinion, parents should never ever do that. It happens in bullying in school. For example, there is a group I told you about, they tell other children, do not play with him, she is the, he is the, and they just tell lies. Or just telling other people about, you should never be friends with that one, she's crazy, he is crazy, and all kind of stuff. So this is social bullying, because when we do that, when people do that, the other ones, as I said, will not always check, and not because they don't want, because it's not their job. So, and we humans tend to believe what is told, especially if the bully, and usually the bullies, know how to talk really well and convince everyone. So especially if the bully is really firm on position, the other people will just believe, and then the bullied, the victim, will be social withdrawal and socially put apart, and anxiety, depression will take place, and most of the time leads to suicide. Spreading rumors about someone. Oh boy, this is so tough, because you cannot stop rumors, and rumors is like, did you hear? I heard that. Do you know? Those are rumors. When you say lies and you just spread like a little seed about someone. In my case, do you know that she's crazy? And you don't have to say anything else. Or, do you know that she abused her children? Do you know I've seen their kids, I don't know, climbing somewhere, and they are not safe. They are not safe. Those are rumors. And when you do that, when you are a bully and you do that, you hurt the other one. And maybe that's your intention, but just stop it. If you are a bystander and you see those happening, do not stay there and listen. That's so important. And most of the people are bystanders just because they are afraid to stand for the bullies, because the bullies are usually strong and speak a lot, and they look like being the perfect, and they are usually leaders, and they are usually well established in what they believe is true, and people are just afraid to say something. But listening to rumors, it's equal with spreading rumors. Another part of social bullying is embarrassing someone in public. I remember a day when I had a meeting with other adults, and the lady who is part of the bully team, let's say, she embarrassed me and humiliated me in public so bad that I had a panic attack, just for her to call me crazy after that. You have to know that I was battling depression that time. And when that happens, people who were there, just one believed me. The other ones, they just saw her talking a lot and me having a panic attack and not being able to defend myself. This is social bullying. So let me go again through it. Hurting someone's reputation with lies, leaving someone out on purpose, telling others to not be friends with someone, spreading rumors about someone, and embarrassing someone in public. Those are social bullying. Another kind of bullying is physical bullying, and this is easy because you can see it. The verbal bullying, you can hear it. The social bullying, you can kind of see it, but it's hard to prove. But physical bullying, that is physical, and we can see it. So if you see someone who get bullied, especially among teenagers and kids, because in adults, if we get pushed and hit and kicked, then the police will step in. But with kids and teenagers, unfortunately, there are not clear repercussions for them. We should create that. So part of the physical bullying is kicking, hitting, pushing, spitting on someone. That's so humiliating. Oh boy, that's so humiliating, and still happen. We as parents, we should take attitude and do something about it, because it's in our power as parents to teach our children to not spit on others. And when I see adults spitting on others, like how I see, not the bully was not spitting on me, but was spitting in front of me, I was like, we don't do that. No, it's gross. It's just gross. So keep your spit inside. Cool? Very cool. Tripping, pushing. It's so funny. I'm coming to laugh, but it's not a laugh and not laugh. In children, you know, they just push them like this, or just make them to get scared. And sometimes children step out and get accidents. With adults, it's even more funny. For example, in our case, the bully was going through my husband just like that in front of his face, and I was like, really? How old are we? And all kind of physical bullying, when people don't want to really push, but they do something, you know, intimidating, that is physical bullying. Taking or breaking someone's things. This is so happening in school. You know, those children who got their pen broken or their book ripped up. With adults, it's going further, like cutting the camera, or breaking stuff, or throwing garbage over the fence, or throwing a dead rat over the fence. All those things are bullying. Taking someone's stuff or breaking it, it's bullying. It is bullying. Should be criminal offense. We get there eventually, I hope, as a society. Making mean or rude gestures. Oh boy, you know that sign? Think with finger? Yeah, that is rude. That is mean. Or making that from your window to my child, it's just rude. There are so many gestures, and you know, you don't need to use words. You just need to use your body to send a message. And when you see someone hitting, spitting, tripping, pushing, kicking, breaking other stuff, taking other stuff, making rude gestures, just stop them. If you're the one who do it, stop it. Because those things are so important. And again, you don't need to use words. You don't need to use a lot of stuff. You just need to use your body to just send the message of ugh. And we get it. Believe me, we get it. And by the way, if you are a bully, you have no respect from no one. The bystanders are there because they are afraid, not because they respect you. Believe me on that. Let me talk a little bit about where and when bullying happened, because we are so blind, because we all believe, and I believe that too. Why I say we are so blind? Why I say that? Because I never, ever, ever thought that bullying can happen with adults. I was bullied in school, in high school, but I never thought that I will be bullied as an adult. So let me tell you where bullying happens and when. In schools is the first time, on the playground with the kids. At work, yes. Intelligent adults bully another intelligent adults. I will say that again. Intelligent adults bullied another intelligent adult. That is contradictions in term. How can you be so intelligent and still bully someone? And still bullying happens. At least in the Netherlands, there are thousands of people dying every year trying to commit suicide or succeeding to commit suicide because of bullying at work. Why? Because there are not clear repercussions. Between neighbors. And I live it. It's so common in the Netherlands, 1 in 3 people get bullied by their neighbors. And nothing happens. Like yesterday, I found from the police that if my neighbor filmed my kids over the fence with his phone, in my house. So he walked on the fence, bent over and filmed my kids through my window in my house while I was not home, but they were with my nanny. That it's technically illegal, but practically they cannot do anything. Yeah. If you're angry with me, yeah, I'm angry too, even with a smile on my face. In the public, people get bullied in the public. Bullying can happen in public, in playgrounds, in public transportation, in the store. If you meet a bully, your bully in the store. Bullying happens everywhere. On the street, in your backyard, in front of your house, everywhere. Basically, bullying, it's happening everywhere, and it can happen all the time. As children, teenagers, young adults, and even your old adults. Because bullying, it's a matter of the heart. This episode was full and with emotions, and I just spread my story in the story because I want you to understand that bullying is a real thing. And bullying is not just for children, not just for teenagers, and not just at work. People, hear me out. Bullying is real between adults, among neighbors. Bullying is real, and we just close our eyes because it's hard to prove. Open up. And yeah, you will see, yeah, you need a place to tell your story. Yes, I need a place to tell my story because my story can save your life or someone else's life. Again, I know someone who recently committed suicide because he was bullied his entire freaking life and he just gave up. And yes, bullying leads to stress, anxiety, depression, and can lead to suicide. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. If you know someone who needs to hear this, who is bullied and need to hear that he or she is not alone, please, in the name of everything holy, just press the share button and share them because you have no idea how important it is to know that you are not alone. And thank you for being here today because you just went through the things and through my anger with me, and I'm so grateful for that. So I will not take your time anymore. Thank you for being here, and see you next week when we talk again about life, mental health, and holistic healing. Have an amazing day. Bye!